Hey, what's up you guys? In this video, I want to talk about the two biggest beat selling platforms on the market right now, and that would be Soundgine and Myflashstore. So I personally use Soundgine, but I've used Myflashstore for a long time before I actually switched over to using Soundgine. I personally enjoy the power and flexibility I have with Soundgine, but I'm not going to say that one is absolutely better than the other. They each have a few pros and cons. So I just want to give you the information that I know and let you guys make an educated purchase, or in this case, subscription. One thing you might notice about Soundgine is that they don't have any free accounts or trial accounts or anything like that. So all their members are paying members. And right now it's just $20 a month for membership. One thing Myflashstore does have over Soundgine is that they do have a free account option. And if I remember correctly, they do have a couple tiers. I think they have a $10 and a $20 a month option. Each service offers a variety of different stores that you can use with their service. But for the sake of time, I'm going to show you just the latest stores, which are the front runners for each service. So here are three examples of the Myflashstore Beatstore. And here are three examples of the Soundgine Beatstore. Both stores are pretty much identical with just a few differences, and the service is almost identical. Like you can upload stems, maybe to like a Dropbox or whatever, and paste the link so that, when people buy, they get sent like a contract along with the download link or whatever. And I mean, the core functionality of how the stores work is basically identical. We can see we have all these like plus signs over here on the right. You can hit that and then click one of the license options, and you see it updates the cart on the left and upper right corner. You can go through and keep adding stuff, and then you can click over here to check out. Now that is the exact same for the Soundgine store. This is what's called the M6 store. So you can click there. You see it shows up, and you can click also here on the left or on the top right to purchase. There's a little bit of a difference on the Soundgine store where they have this checkout now button here as well. So that is a definite bonus because you want it to be really obvious to your clients how to purchase something. Like you want it to be stupid obvious. But the basics of the stores work the exact same, and the graphic interfaces are pretty much the same too. And then Myflashstore, we have this icon in the upper left. We click that, we get coupons and search options, stuff like that. It's the same thing for the Soundgine store. We have that same icon in the upper left to add coupons and search options and stuff like that. In both stores, we get instructions on the left-hand side, but with the Soundgine store, you have the option to hide the instructions or to reveal the instructions. Not a huge deal, but it's pretty cool. With Myflashstore, this is all, set in stone, the instructions over here on the left. But with Soundgine, you can actually customize what these say. So by default, these say pretty much the same thing. But if you take a look at my player, I have set the instructions here, and I also set some licenses and bulk deals, and I left my email and stuff like that. Not only can you change the actual text, but you can change, the colors of the text or the background. You can add in images or URLs. Really, you can actually customize the HTML of this section right here. So I will say that is something that Soundgine has going for it that beats Myflashstore, because with Soundgine, you don't have to add in that stuff, but you have the option of doing it. Also, I should mention that both stores are mobile friendly and are very resize friendly. So you can resize these to be full screen, or you can resize them to be really small, and they work great, and they work just the same as they would any other size. So that is something both stores also have in common. If we look at the top of the store, we see this little bio section where you have the producer name, a custom bio, and then your own custom little picture right there. That is the same for the Soundgine store. You have a customizable bio, your name, and you know, a little picture right here. Soundgine has also included this verified badge for people that sell a certain number of beats with their store or have been with the store for long enough. So that's a nice little feel-good thing for you know, potential clients. You know, anytime someone sees a verified badge, it always helps people feel safe. And you know, when people feel safe, they are more encouraged to buy. Now, one thing the Soundgine store has going for it that Myflashstore does not is that this picture is actually able to be an embedded video. So you can actually click on these pictures on the Soundgine player and it will bring up a video of your choice. And so I have set my video right here to show people how to use the store and check out and what to expect. And it's a short little introduction of myself so they can hear my voice, see me, know that I'm actually a real person, which helps when you're making a sale because people are more likely to buy from people they actually, you know are real people and they know stuff about. The more they know about you, the more likely they are to buy from you. So that is a big selling point that Soundgine has over Myflashstore. If we look below that on the Myflashstore player, we get a search box right here. And let's say I want to search for Alabama. So we get that specific track, or we want to search for a specific genre. We can do that. It works the exact same again on the Soundgine player. So let's say I want to search for one day. So one day. All right. And, you know, we can search for trap and it does the same thing, searches through the genres. The main difference is that with the Soundgine player, we also have comments on tracks. So if you're listening to a track, you can also use this text field to leave a comment. You just click on this icon right here and then write your comment. Nice job, man. Blah, blah, blah. Enter, oxygen, beats. And upon approval, it will show the comments while the beat is playing, which is cool for both you and them because you can get your name out by, you know, leaving people actual feedback on their beats. And for them, it shows, you know, that people care about their beats and, you know, that they got support from other people. And it's really nice, you know, as a potential client to see all these kinds of things. So again, that is another big selling point that Soundgine has over the Myflashstore player. Now below that we have our actual track list. You know, we have our genre and we have the share button. If we click the share button, it gives us a list of different options of different social media links we can share it to. And it's the same thing for the Myflashstore player. We click that. We get a few less options, but some of the Myflashstore options are a little less common. But the thing is, with the Myflashstore, you actually have this link right here, which you can click, and it gives you the direct link to that specific beat. So if you copy and paste this link, you know, you click on it or follow it or whatever, it will take you to the store, and then it will scroll down to that beat specifically, and it will play the beat automatically. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I think Myflashstore has updated it to do a similar thing, but you don't really have a link, you know, a direct link for a track as an option here. You just have these options, which is really annoying because these always try to like talk for you, saying like, hey, check out what cool track I found at Myflashstore, blah, 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 blah. And it's so impersonal, and like, honestly, the only people I can think of that actually use those links are the producers themselves. Yet another feature that the Soundgine player has that the Myflashstore player does not have is videos for each track. So if you look at my player, there's this video / YouTube icon next to each track. If you click on that, it will bring up a video that you have set to play for that beat. So some people just set these to like a YouTube video which just plays the beat, which doesn't make sense because On YouTube, it downgrades the audio, and so if you have the beat in front of you, you might as well just listen to the higher quality audio version. But what I've done is I've linked it to what I call a behind the beat video, where I go over some of the channel settings and the plugins and all the different stems and stuff that I used while making the beat. And this is nice because it gives potential clients the option to check out the beat, behind the scenes on the beat before they buy it. If they want to get the stems for the beat, they can see, what the stems are going to be like, how many stems they're going to get, stuff like that. And even if you're not going to buy the beat, it's just a kind of cool little thing that helps you get to know the producer better. And it just creates more content. So people who want to do business with you, they can see a little bit more about you. This is a huge selling point that Myflashstore does not have, unfortunately. And for the Soundgine player, we also have these little ratings next to each beat, which I'm not entirely sure how it works, because I'm not sure if it just shows you your rating or the average rating, but it's there. Something that also Myflashstore does not have. If we look below the track listing for the Soundgine player, we have the play, previous, next, volume, and timeline. We also have the overall time indicator with the picture, name, and the rating. And this is pretty much the same for the Myflashstore player. Just it's on the other side. One thing that Myflashstore player doesn't have is a volume control. And that's something that the Soundgine player does have, so you can quickly drag the volume up or down. And this is nice because you might want to listen to some music, more like background music, while you, I don't know, say you listen to a podcast or something like that. So as far as the coloring goes overall, with Myflashstore, I believe you can pick a color, a overall theme color, and that will apply to everything in the store. So you can see everything looks pretty uniform. The highlight color with this and that, it's all the same color. However, with the Soundgine player, you can select between different templates they have made, but you also have power to completely customize each specific color. So the color for your highlighted track, for the track playing, for your list, for the text, for behind the text, for the left-hand panel, for the time progression, for the volume, etc., etc., etc. You have power over really every single color in the Soundgine player, and that is something that is really, really cool. You may or may not utilize it, but it's really nice having that power there if you want it. You can also have a little background image on the side over here if you so desire. And that pretty much wraps up the differences between the two stores. All in all, there's not really anything that the Myflashstore player has that the Soundgine player doesn't have. And vice versa, there are quite a few options and features that the Soundgine store has that the Myflashstore player does not have. So I would have to say, if you're looking for the best actual store, that hands down Soundgine has the best store. But of course, we have more factors than the actual store. So let's look at the pages you get with each service. So here is the Myflashstore page that you get. It comes, with your store, as friends, send message. You get like a little about me right there, and then it pretty much just shows, all the different uploads you've done. It's pretty generic. It's clean, so it's not like messy. It's pretty clean. It's nice. It does the job. It works. But with Soundgine, you get what they call a view page, which is VUE. And this is completely customizable. It has different customizable sections. You can add or remove sections or reorder the sections. And each section has full custom CSS. So you can see I have actually scripted in the CSS for when the mouse is hovering over a section that it will get a little brighter. And actually, I have the content is actually at 0.9 opacity. And when you hover over the section, it goes to full opacity. So it's just a cool little thing that it's kind of subtle, but it gives a little bit more movement and interaction to the page. I used to have more sections, but currently right now I'm testing out, seeing how fast I can get the whole page to load. So I've removed some sections, but you can add other sections in, and in some of those sections you can use HTML and you can embed stuff. So you can, you can add a Twitter or a Instagram widgets or YouTube videos. There's like sections that you can, where you can slide pages and, show off like maybe your clients and stuff. You have this license box right here where you can add in your own licenses. And there's another you have a few other sections you can have it scroll between here. Here's an example of another artist's thing. You can see they added a Twitter widget and, clients, and they show off their staff. Here's another example. I mean, it's really, really customizable. In the forum, there's a great post with people showing off their different pages. So it just gives you a lot more power over your page. And so as far as the pages go, again, I would say that Soundgine beats Myflashstore in that respect. But let's go ahead and check out the marketplaces for each. So we're going to hit buy music there and buy beats. So one thing that Myflashstore does have over Soundgine is that, well, it is a bigger market and bigger charts. So a lot more people use Myflashstore than Soundgine. So that is something Myflashstore has over Soundgine. However, if you go to the marketplace or the charts will look like this. So even though right now we're looking at 36 different tracks, there's really only a few different artists here because it shows multiple tracks from the same artist. Whereas the Soundgine chart system is more like the SoundClick system, where each producer gets just one track per their chart ranking system. So as far as the charts and marketplace go, that's something you're going to have to determine which one you like better. I would say there's no ultimate winner or loser in that area. The last thing I want to look at is the community for each. So I've been on both Myflashstore and Soundgine for a while. I think I've actually been on Myflashstore longer. I was on Myflashstore probably for about 3 years. I've been on Soundgine for like a year and a half probably now. And from my experience, the Soundgine community is just really warm and welcoming. Everyone is, looking out for each other, trying to help each other out with real advice, real tips, and real help. If you have a problem with something with the player, if you find a bug, or you just need help setting stuff up, not only will the staff help you out, but the actual code maker will help you out if needed. And of course, the whole community will help you out rather fast. But this is someone I reached out to in the community to start collabing with, and we did a collab, and it was fun. We talked for a bit online, but I never really met him in person. But a few months ago, I needed to get my visa because I was working with a label out in Beijing, and I was rushing because I had this timeline I had to meet, and I needed to get my passport and visa as soon as possible to make it out there in time for what we needed to do. And so the visa office was located in San Francisco, and Legion is located in the San Francisco area. So I hit him up and I'm like, hey, I'm getting my visa, and do you think I could stay with you for a few days? And he's like, yeah, you can. And that is just a testament to how strong this community is and how, warm and trusting everyone is. With Myflashstore, it's been a while since I've been a part of the community, so I can't say 100% for sure what it's like right now. If it's changed or not. But the last time I was, posting on the forum, a lot of posts just went without replies, and it just, overall, it felt really cold. Like the community didn't really care about each other. It's a lot less close knit. But with Soundgine, the Soundgine staff really cares about, what everyone has to say and what everyone thinks. If you find bugs or if you have feature requests, they're really listening. When I was still using Myflashstore, just before I switched to Soundgine, I was looking for a couple of different features that Myflashstore didn't have. One of those was 100% off coupons. So Myflashstore, you couldn't do this. You can only go up to 99% off. You couldn't go all the way to 100%. But Soundgine actually did allow you to go to 100%. But the real actual breaking point, the reason why I actually made the jump to Soundgine is their customer service, because they had their phone number listed on their site. So I called to talk about a feature I wanted requested, which was actually this individual track link. Now, this is something they didn't have before I joined, but before I joined, I called them. I asked them if they had it. They said they didn't, but they said that they could implement it. And over the weekend, so within like a couple days of me calling them, they actually implemented that feature. And they make these changes, these edits, these innovations all the time based on your feedback. For instance, this latest store they have for Soundgine didn't have this original volume control over here. It's something that I suggested. I said, hey, what if people, want to change the volume? And, they're like, yeah, actually, that makes sense. So they put in a volume bar. Overall, the cons I would have to say about Soundgine are that there's no free plan. Another con about Soundgine is that because it is more powerful and more versatile, that comes with a little bit more of a learning curve. It's going to take a little bit longer to learn, but once you do learn it, you just have a lot more power over everything. Finally, Soundgine's last con is simply that they're not more popular. However, like I've said, the main pros for Soundgine are their customer service. It's absolutely the best customer service. They're clearly the most innovative Beatstore. Myflashstore was just catching up with their last update, and they still haven't even caught up all the way. With the spotlight video you can do on your Beatstore, the custom videos you can do for each individual track, the 100% off coupons, the store tabs, the view page with the custom CSS, the customizable text, the customizable colors for the store. It is just way more innovative than anyone else in the market right now. And then lastly, it's a great community. But that's pretty much it for all the differences between the two, Myflashstore and Soundgine. Both of them are a lot more powerful than all the other competitors, so you can't really go wrong with either one. I personally think that Soundgine has the edge, but it's up for you guys to decide. So let me know if you guys have any questions. You can let me know at oxygenbeats@gmail.com, or you could post on the forum, and I could help you out, and other people can help you out as well. Anyway, till next time, peace.